Hi everyone, this is Wayne Liang, the Aragon watch designer. In today's video, we are going to show you the brand new Aragon Armour automatic, but the second generation. And this time, the design has come up to another new level. But before we go talk about the specs, I want to show you the last week that we debuted the Dive Master 40 GMT automatic as compared to the 50 millimeter Aragon Armour automatic. All right, so it's a lot of watch for the money, and let's come in and talk about the spec of this watch. Okay, here we go. Okay, look at what we have here. Now, this is a close-up of the brand new Aragon Armour, the second generation. And I want everybody to know this watch is a lot of watch. This watch is very substantial in terms of weight. There's a lot of upgrades and difference than the first generation. I really like it. I really like how from the design in the computer drawings and turn out into the actual product. It came out really good. Now this is a 50 millimeter watch, and it's definitely for the larger timepiece collectors out there. And I made 6 different dial selections, okay? But the most important is this one right here. This is the titanium Damascus steel, okay? This is the perfect angle to show you this dial. So what this is a limited edition to only 50 pieces, and I'm gonna come back and talk about this watch. So let me introduce all the colors to you first. So we have, these are not limited edition. This is the only limited edition, okay? So for the sunray texture, I did 2 brand new colors. We've never done anything like this. We continue to call this teal, but it's different than the Dive Master 42 teal, which sold out already. This one is a little bit more to the like the turquoise side, less blue. It's more like the mint, that area, okay? And then this we are calling the lavender. It's very pretty in person. We've never done this dial color before, so I have a very strong feeling these two might take off and more people are going to order these two. And on the bottom, the second row right here, these are all solid colors with the white, okay, and then the solid yellow, and we're going to call this gray, but it's more like a sports car that you see on the road. It's a light gray, not so much of the battleship, but it's more like the latest sports car, and that's where I got the inspiration from. Now, what I want to share with you about the difference for this second generation Armour is, I think the first thing you notice is the numeral, our indexes on the dial. Okay, so these are all 3D lume in green. It glows green, and they're super bright in the dark once you charge them. And each one of the number from 1 to 0, okay, 1, 2, 3, it requires an individual tooling. So we had to spend a lot of money to make each one of the numbers, okay? And if you can see it from the profile, they're really high up above the dial. It's somewhere between 1.5 to 2 millimeter in thickness, which is also a plus in terms of the design, because I like to make the design of this Armour, this generation, to be a lot of ups and down, a lot of dynamic. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to grab a screwdriver so I can point out things. So the first thing that you notice is probably the design of the bezel. Okay, it's a 50 millimeter from 3 to 9. And you can see there are 2 finishes on the bezel. Okay, so on the bottom is sandblasted. So how we did it is during the manufacturing of the stainless steel process, so we had to create a mold to stamp the shape of the bezel with the numerals on the surface. Okay, once it's finished, we do the sandblasting finish on the bezel. And once it's done, we put it on the machine and spin it. Okay, so in the polishing, we spin it and create, and we have to calibrate the machine very precisely, so it will only remove the surface of the sandblasted on the surface of the numerals. Okay, that's how it's being done. So indentation between each one of the hour to create like a teeth, so it's easy for you to grip and turn. It's 120 teeth rotating bezel. By the way, this design, okay, is a lot of watch for the money you're going to spend on this watch. Okay, so now once you can also see the window opening is a lot larger than the previous Armour automatic. I don't have the number with me, but it's a lot larger. So once we pass through the glass, you can see there's a chapter ring on the outside with micro imprint of the minute lines, and then each one of the hour has this little lume dot. Okay, they will also glow in the dark, which is very, very cool. It's very three-dimensional. I'm not so sure if you can see it through your display. Okay, so now down to the dial. This is what I talked about previously. I enjoy this 3D lume numerals dial, so I'm going to be making a lot more in the future. New set of hand. Now, another thing I want to show you, not sure if you can see on your display, is I have a highlight around the numbers. Okay, like a black highlight. So the reason why I did this is just in case if not enough contrast between the numerals and the dials, at least you can see the outline of the numeral underneath. So can you imagine when we are, the dial makers, let's just call them, and when they hand apply each one of the numbers on the dial, they have to hand apply very precisely to make sure the numbers go inside the border. Okay, so for the black borders matching with the black hour and the minute hands, and also the second hand as well, you can see the description. Automatic with 200 meters water resistance, so you're safe. Go scuba diving, everything you can do with this watch, professional dive grade. Make sure you lock the crown again. Now here's a 10mm crown. When it comes to that, I want you to see this angle by the 3 o'clock. There is a crown guard. Okay, now I'm going to slightly turn this watch. It's perfectly balanced on both sides, up and top and bottom. You can see that. And the crown is recessed into the case for extra protection. Okay, it went out of focus a little bit. So you can see the SII NH35 automatic with the date display at the 3 o'clock. Now let's go back to the case. All right, so I want to show you this. I want to point this out where the lug design is. You see how it's we have the curvature of the lug, but right here in this part is indented into the solid first end link, and how it progressed into the middle is also another indentation to give you this center piece. This center link piece is really, really cool. Now, if you look at the profile, the bracelet, the curvature is going to wrap around your wrist, whether 7.5, or 8-inch wrist, you will wear this watch very comfortable. Now, this watch, I mentioned again, is substantial. It's pretty well balanced, and it's weighty. Okay, it's not something that is lightweighted. I think it has to do with the solid stainless steel and the solid stainless steel bracelet with 5mm for each link. Okay, everything is solid watch. This watch is built like a tank. Clasp, okay, is this solid deploying clasp, which is very high quality. Dual button for the release. Okay, the Aragon logo right here. The flip-flop safety for extra protection, so the watch will not fall off your wrist. The button is make it very easy to release. The micro adjustment at the end, you can see that. The rotor, if I didn't mention it, okay, this is the Aragon blue rotor decoration. And if you can also see, the design of the caseback is extra cool as well. Okay, make sure the watch is very comfortable on your wrist. So these are both 50 millimeter. So there's a silicone strap, and this one has the solid stainless steel bracelet. All right, so this is it. The lume again is green lume, glows green. Okay, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy this very much. So now let me talk about the other colors. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this. There's not a bad color. It's what your favorite is. If you can see the white, maybe you can see the white with the black border much better on this. Yellow as well. Really, really pretty. I think some of you might have hard time choosing. But if you want to try out the new color this time, definitely get the Sunray, this two, the teal or the lavender. And when we, about a few months ago, when we first released the lavender with the Concept S, which is this collection, is nearly sold out, or it could be sold out already with the lavender. Everybody jumped on that one, okay? But that lavender color was a little bit lighter. So let me put this side by side. I didn't realize that. So I want you to see something, okay? Using a similar Pantone, but you can see the difference between the texture, the moon texture on this side versus the Sunray. And also, if you can see the 3D lume, it gives that light reflection to the dial, so it changes a little bit, which is really, really cool. There's so much about this watch I think you're gonna love, especially with the bezel and the large window opening. I think a lot of people are really gonna enjoy this watch and find this is like the next level of the Armour automatic. And I can't wait to continue to progress from this collection and design even more different executions. If you guys really, really like this and it becomes very popular, I will consider to make it into a different, smaller size, because I know we are getting a lot of customers that prefer like the 45 and 44. So it was very interesting to share with you. When we had the C Striker, I think we debuted it back in August. What's interesting was we had three sizes, 50, 45, and 50, 45, and 40, right? So throughout the years, we always hear a lot of people with their opinions. They want us to make smaller watches in the 40s or the 39. What's interesting, I want to share this statistic with you guys, is the 45 is actually the number one volume out of the three sizes. I always thought, because I always, post watches on the social media, we hear a lot of smaller watch collectors, they scream out and say like, oh, I really enjoy your watches, but if you're going to make a 40 millimeter, I'm going to buy one immediately. But what we found is 45 is the winner. Is that incredible? All right, so let's go back to this one right here. And among the six, this is my favorite. I have to say this. This titanium Damascus steel dial, okay? This is genuine. There's a lot of blue and purple. So it depends on the angle of the light reflection. So I was trying to find it. I'm sure you will be able to see that a lot better than me because I'm looking through a small monitor. This is a very expensive material, even though we build our watches so affordable. A lot of people don't realize, how expensive our components are. And as compared to any other brands, I'm sure they're selling these in the $400 or $500 or $600. So anyway, let's go back. The process of making this dial with varieties of colors is they didn't come out like this. They didn't come out blue or purple. We heat treated it, okay? Go through the oven, burn it, heat it through, heat it through a period of time. And when up to a certain color, and we have to take it out immediately and then and let it cool off and the color stays. After that, we have to spray a protection coating on top of it, make sure that the color will remain the same. I love the pattern of the dial. This is limited edition to only 50 pieces. Okay. I think if any one of you it fits in your budget, this is the one. If you don't have anything like this in your collection, or you've always seen this style, right? That you know you have seen it a lot more expensive from somewhere else. This is it. This is your opportunity to get them. Okay, so 200 meters water resistance, and I will model this watch. And make sure you stay with us for another 5-10 seconds, because we want you to see our loom shot, and it's definitely very impressive. All right, so Aragon is a brand where we cover all sizes. Not only all sizes, and we're mainly a mechanical watch company. Okay, and we have everything from Superluminova to tritium. So we are a brand, small company that offers a lot of watch for many of the collectors out there, and our price is so affordable. But we remain very small. We really enjoy being a small watch company, and I hope you enjoy our brand. And thank you very much. And I hope to see you very, very soon. All right, see you next time, guys.